The Prophet ﷺ says, the hearts get rusty as iron does with water. You know, iron gets rusty. There's water, it touches water, after a while it becomes rusty. Hearts get rusty like that. So they said, how do you purify that rust? So the Prophet ﷺ mentioned these last two things. Recitation of the Quran and pondering over death. These two things. Recitation of the Quran and pondering over death. That's how you're going to get rid of the rust of the heart. Now, hearts are of three types. You know, we have different types of doctors. We have, or different types of professions. You look at a person who's a barber, there's a certain level of respect you have for him, right? Because if you don't have respect, he's going to mess up your hair, or she's going to mess up your hair. Then you have because or the what is it called? Manicure and pedicure and other cures. But then, if I was to tell you, you have more respect for a barber, or do you have more respect for an engineer or a mechanic? You're going to tell me the engineer, right? Because his knowledge is about like cars, for example, or electronics. And that is more precious in the sight of people because it made our life so much easier. And if I was to tell you, you have more respect for an engineer or a doctor. The doctor, because the doctor, his knowledge is based upon the human body. Right? And the human body is more precious than anything else. Then if I was to tell you, you have more respect for a general practitioner or a heart surgeon. Which one? A heart. If a sister gets a proposal from a general practitioner and a heart surgeon, what do you think? And both of them are hands. Even the heart surgeon, he's ugly. The heart surgeon. She's gonna go for the heart surgeon, thinking that he's gonna come and steal her heart and make it into like this. But a heart surgeon, why? Because in that human body, what's the most significant thing? The heart. Without the heart. Even the brain? No. Because a person can live with half a brain. You know that? There's a person, half of his head was blown up. Yeah? So he had half a brain. He still survived, he's living, he's talking, normal, everything. So you can live. We only use 3% of our brains. But a heart, you have a small hole in the heart. You have a hole in the artery of a valve that's can't live. Can't live, you can't survive. The heart, that's how important it is. That's from a physical perspective. What about from a spiritual perspective? How much does the heart surgeon make? Yeah, see? Yeah, millions. If he's good and he's established in his career, that's it. He doesn't need. He has his own everything. His own private jet. How much does an ustaz who talks a lot? I tell people there's no difference between a scholar of the heart and a doctor of the heart, except that the doctor talks, he makes more money. But the doctors, and I tell them, I don't know who's the doctor here, but I tell them, you guys treat half the patients. You guys only treat the physical symptoms. The doctors only, in some of my classes, in one class I had 7 doctors out of 12. 7 doctors. One of them was a heart surgeon. I didn't know he was a heart surgeon. Later on he told me. Another one was an eye surgeon. And 2 of them were anesthesiologists. And the others were regular. How many times, what was I saying? So I used to tell them, I say, you guys only treat half a man, half a person, half a human. I said, imagine the knowledge that you take of the spiritual heart, of qada and qadr, of aqeedah, of Allah, the book, the Quran, all of this, and you use it in your profession, then you'll be able to cure a full human. So imagine a doctor, right, a heart surgeon. He's empowered with the correct aqeedah. And the aqeedah, we know, is the 6 pillars of Iman. And he has a dying patient, or he has a patient who's lost everything, or whatever, the worst thing that could happen. What is he going to talk to him about? About Allah. He's going to give him a prescription that includes all the other regular prescription plus the Quran. He's going to remind him about the qada, qadr, and his rida, his contentment. Don't you think he gave him the physical and then also the spiritual side? Yeah. How lethal is that doctor to Sheikh? Very lethal. Don't ever think of yourself being self-sufficient from the knowledge of Islam, the spiritual side of it, the soul therapy of it, the purification side of it. Don't ever think. We all need it, every single day. The more I talk about this subject, this is one of my favorites, the more I talk about it, the more I purify myself before anyone else. And the more I feel that I'm getting closer to Allah. It reminds me, because my challenges are the same as yours. It's not like, I have a special rizq coming from Allah, manna and salwa, okay? We have our own challenges according to our level of Iman. And who had the biggest challenges? The prophets. Why? Because their Iman is there. Now why does Allah give them? So this is your Iman. And this is your fitna or test. It goes like this. Directly proportional to your Iman. The higher your Iman, the more fitna. So what does that mean? More fitna, more tests, more hardship on your life. And also I should put, Allah loves you too. Yeah. The more Allah loves you, the more fitna, the more tests. You think Allah hated the prophets? He loved them. You know why? Because there's one level of Jannah He wants for them. But He knows your regular salah and everything is going to take you to this level of Jannah. Your 5 times salah. But He wants this level, firdaus. You cannot get here by your regular salah. So He puts fitna and tests and trials and hardships in your life so you can reach here. Who has the highest level of Jannah? Prophet Muhammad. Why? How many years did he fast? 9 years. How many years did he pray? Some of us, we fast more than, in terms of years, right? Than him. We don't get the highest level. It's because he was never put to trial. No one was put to trial more than him. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Isn't that so? And he said this. No one has been put more to trial than the Prophet ﷺ, because of which you will have the highest level. So if you're getting tests, know that Allah, and this should give you, this is good enough to give you solace and comfort. So then, who are you going to cry to? Who are you going to spill your heart to? Allah. And I'll talk more about this in another segment. But there's 3 types of heart, right? And the doctors of the spiritual heart. Shall we take a 5-minute break?
Sure.
All right, we'll take a 5-minute break, okay? And we'll continue with the